going to be redoing the Crash 3 from the Insane Trilogy new DLC, Future Tense. This gameplay features both the gems, but due to a save bug that is apparent in some files, it looks like I already have the 2 gems, but that's because from a previous save file I was able to go into this level and complete it, and getting the 2 gems, it looks like I already have the gem, but on this current save file I hadn't done that yet, but it still says I have the gems. But looking in the pause menu, which I'll bring up later in the video, it shows that I indeed are missing 2 gems, which are the 2 from this level. So hopefully they'll have a fix for that, because I already finished this level, and I also do have a video coming up that's going to be released with this one, featuring the DLC. I do get a gold relic in that one, so I hope that they can also fix this gem glitch in this file also. So first off, one thing you'll notice is this level is much harder than most other levels in the game. Similar to how they did the Stormy Ascent, there's a lot of secret areas and paths that you normally don't see in Crash games. What's cool about this is it actually makes you think outside of the box, as it were, for potential areas that you can go in a level, which most levels seem linear, but this has a lot of branching paths. Reminds me of some levels like Cold Hard Crash from Crash 2. So a lot of these obstacles are very different than what you'd normally see in the game. Also, if you take note that the bazooka is your friend in this level, you don't have to do many of the harder challenges to actually, it kind of simplifies things, so you want to kind of do this once you've already finished the game. One other thing here is these platforms, which did get used a little bit in the first game, are used much more here. That's a pretty hard maneuver right there. You just kind of have to delay your forward progress for just a little bit, so you don't end up spinning into the TNT. While recording this, I did hit that a couple times in my original playthrough. But you just want to use every trick in your disposal to get through this level. It is pretty difficult, and I had a lot of fun playing it. One thing to get the gems, for both gems, you actually need to go into a death route to get to this platform here without dying. Once you die though, it does allow you to go back once you've activated it, so that's pretty good. The only reason you'd want to come here, besides getting the extra gem, is there's actually boxes. And a belly swap. You just want to get all the boxes, which count towards the normal gem total. So you're going to be completing this part of the stage and the rest of the stage all in one go. So these rocket enemies are pretty cool. You potentially could shoot this guy with the bazooka also. You don't necessarily have to attack him head on, but getting those 2 boxes there is tricky, so you want this guy to be gone. Sometimes the hitbox of the missile explosion can get you, even if you're out of range, so you want to be careful with that. Okay, so most of the part is straightforward here. This obstacle here, where it goes from 2 diagonal points, basically you don't want to jump in. Especially these rotating ones, they're a bit more tricky. You just gotta be a bit more patient and time it. Again, the bazooka is really helpful here. You don't really want to rush into anything. You just want to make it much safer for you to get through. So I'm going to try to kill this guy with the bazooka, so after getting the 2 boxes down there. so I won't have to do any backtracking. Overall, I really like the design of this level. It wasn't overly difficult. You just had to kind of pay attention to what was happening on the level. So this part is the only part that might have you kind of sweating. You pretty much have to pull out your bazooka, shoot this enemy, and jump on that platform before the TNT you're standing on explodes. Had a little trouble there. Yeah. The level really does test your patience. You do just want to be careful with that. And yeah, these rotating lasers are probably the hardest sort of addition to the level, because it looks like you're safe, but you're actually not. You just want to get right in between the two phases. There is a way to go through them earlier, where you can run while the lasers are going, but it's not really something that I would recommend doing. Take a hit there. The missiles do explode, but they do also have an area of effect, so you just want to be careful. I think this time feels like a good run. If you rush too much, it's not going to happen. So this part's a little bit scary, especially with the limited amount of space you have to move. Yeah, almost died there. Okay, so this next part is actually pretty dangerous. There are a bunch of those forced spin platforms, like I mentioned earlier, on the way to the death route. So these will pretty much just end up killing you. So I use the bazooka to clear most of the obstacles out of the way, so it's an easier trek towards the end of the stage here. Normally just past this rocket guy is where the gem would be, but since I have that glitch going on in my file, it's not going to be here, even though I haven't gotten it on this file. Hopefully I don't take a hit, and I do. It's pretty challenging, especially when those force spin platforms make you jump in a certain direction, and that really messes up your momentum, especially because you can't control it too much. You do have some aerial control, but not really like height and all that wise. You just kind of have to feel it out and see where it goes. Normally, you don't really have anything to stop the missiles from hitting you. You just have to dodge them. I don't believe there's a way to destroy them. So we're just going to make a quick run back to that spot in the level. Yeah, and this is some of these they took from earlier Crash games. Some bonus levels, especially in the first one, used to have stuff like this where, I should have died there probably. Earlier platforming would have boxes free floating with nothing really to stop your path. I mean, there's no ground for you to fall into, basically. Since I have an Aku mask here, I'm pretty sure even if I were to take a hit, I'd be okay. We're pretty much done with this death route. It's just past this guy is where the platform would take you back. Okay, so even if I was able to dodge it, I somehow got clipped by one of the missiles there, but that's okay. Oh, we can see Fake Crash over there. He only shows up after you've 100%ed your game, which is pretty cool. He does have a hitbox, but it doesn't really do anything. He just kind of takes your damage, and he just keeps on dancing. Okay, now that we're back into the normal part of the stage, we're just going to be heading back over. Oh, almost got hit there. So it's a pretty easy trek back. Even though there are the rest of the levels under you there is a death wall, or death floor. You can't just skip back down. You do have to come back through this normal means here. That's why I save the checkpoint for later, so once I'm back in the main part of the game, I'll be able to have a checkpoint with the depth route completed, so I won't have to go back there if anything were to happen. So over here, you do want to take your time. You don't have to rush at all. You can shoot the ones at the top there while they're closed, and instead of falling down, they just die instantly, which is pretty good. I guess they were kind of lenient there. Okay, now we're gonna go into the bonus level. So this level is actually bonus area is pretty complicated compared to most other bonus areas. It does take some timing and it does take some speed. You do want it before that TNT explodes, blocking off from these boxes down here, and then you do want to slide past that clear box there before it becomes solid, just like that. So you can get out and not be trapped. First time through, this level took so many tries. It's one of those levels that you kind of just have to learn, and by doing it over and over again, even though I don't have to destroy any TNT or anything, or jump down there to get the boxes, I'm just gonna opt using the bazooka because you just don't want to accidentally fall down. Okay, great, 29, all of the boxes. There is a nitro switch at the end of the level, but kind of dealing with it earlier makes it easier, so you don't have to accidentally die and redo the bonus area. There's another area where you just gotta trek up. Hitting that enemy actually destroys all the boxes, but I'm going to just collect a life there. Come back and just confirm that all the boxes get hit. Normally it does happen, but there might be a chance that the enemy does not get sent the correct way, so you end up not breaking the boxes. Okay, so this is like the third elevator spot, and you see down here there's actually an open area, and with this we have to go down there, activate a switch to come back. There's actually a fair amount of boxes down there. And this one too, through the reflection of the mirror, you can see one box out there that you have to hit the enemy for, and there's a TNT hidden in the stack of boxes there. Pretty evil if you think about it. Over here I shoot this box, but you pretty much want to use it as a platform, but you can make it there anyway with the combination of your powers. Hit the switch, and then that creates the steel bounce pad for us to go back up towards the rest of the level. We should be nearing completion. There's one more floor after this. So some of these hazards are pretty well thought out. They're a combination of hazards that you would normally get in the base game. Also here, it's pretty easy to dodge most of this. You don't have to really think about doing some time jumps and stuff. And this part right here, during speedruns, this could actually end your speedrun for the relic. You just gotta be careful. They do shoot 3 times and then stop momentarily, so there is a window for you to get through. Okay, so this is the home stretch. It's just a bunch of these rotating platforms with some hazards on top. Just the way they arranged it, it makes it a bit difficult to kind of speed through this area unless you've done it a bunch of times. And I missed a jump there, and you end up hitting the other platform, which is pretty bad. So yeah, you can see when I'm doing this, there are a few ways to actually skip through some of these cycles of these platforms, which I've seen done for the Platinum Relic. So we're gonna, intense maneuvering. I have to still get up there somehow, and I make it, and I didn't make that last jump. I guess because of the spin maneuver, I didn't have enough upwards height to actually reach the top. So you can skip there, you don't have to go around, get the box. Yeah, so you can do it fairly quickly. I've seen some videos of people doing it really fast just before I attempted this.